tire out.
The wildest high school fighter who destroys grown men. Imagine being just 17 years old, still in high school, yet already a world-class kickboxing champion with the looks of a K-pop idol, the punching power of prime Conor McGregor, and the don't-care attitude of the Diaz brothers. While most teenagers worry about homework, Ren Hiramoto is out there living this insane reality. Japan, a country known for discipline, honor, and tradition, somehow produced one of the most reckless, emotional, and electrifying fighters in modern combat sports.
Conor McGregor is victorious! The crowd!
His victories make women cry. He drives grown men into emotional breakdowns. Even Conor McGregor himself wanted to meet this kid. But Ren wasn't always this bold. He wasn't born a superstar. As a child, he was bullied so badly that he stopped going outside altogether. To save him, his father enrolled him in kickboxing. Ren learned fast, then hunted down his bullies one by one, dropping each of them until they cried. Eventually, he realized revenge wasn't worth it. So he turned that violence into a career in kickboxing, then boxing, then MMA, all while building his own clothing brand on the side. But where did such a strange, chaotic, brilliant fighter come from? Let's go back to the start. A brutal childhood, bullying, isolation, and no friends. Ren Hiramoto was born on June 27, 1998, in Adachi Ward, Tokyo, Japan. His mother was a fan of a punk rock band, and his father loved martial arts, the perfect recipe for a rebellious fighter. But Ren's early life was rough. His contrarian nature made him stand out in all the wrong ways. If the class loved something, he'd hate it. This made him a target, and group bullying soon followed. He stopped going outside, grew withdrawn, and even when he tried to fight back, he always lost. He hid everything from his parents and carried the pain alone. He once said, "Classmates are just people who happen to live in the same area. I never found anyone interesting." He felt alone until his father forced him to try kickboxing in 4th grade. One session changed everything. He loved it instantly. With no friends and nowhere to belong, he poured himself into training. His father trained him relentlessly, and Ren absorbed everything like a machine. A week after joining, he sparred an experienced karate kid and got destroyed. Instead of quitting, Ren trained more, 5 hours a day. Within 1 year, he surpassed the kid who once beat him. For the first time ever, effort turned into results, and Ren was addicted. He became a standout at the gym and soon entered his first amateur tournament, demolishing opponents who had trained for years. That's when he thought, maybe I'm a genius? And his old bullies? They suddenly started acting nice. Ren pretended to be friendly, then caught each one alone after school. He beat them one by one, made them cry, and finally felt free. Still, he had no true friends, until Tenshin Nasukawa walked into the same gym. They trained full contact, played Beyblades by the river, and became close. As he entered junior high, Ren grew too big for youth weight classes and started fighting adults. At 12, he won Japan's national junior boxing tournament and even thought about the Olympics. But once K1 returned to TV, he shifted focus back to kickboxing. He entered K1 Koshien in 2014 and tore through the bracket, beating top fighters and winning the entire tournament. He wore the championship belt home on the train, and the victory helped his grieving family after his grandmother's passing. 2 months later, he turned pro, with 100 amateur fights and 95 wins behind him. First professional fights. A teenage monster is born. Ren's pro debut came at 65 kilograms, 145 pounds, against Yuki Ishikawa. Despite being underage, he showed zero fear. He fired crisp right hands, cornered his opponent, and knocked him out cold with a brutal left hook in the very first round. His fight purse, just $300, but he didn't care. He wanted more. 3 months later, he fought again. Same shorts, same confidence, and crushed Yuki Izizuka with a vicious sequence, scoring another brutal first-round KO. He returned once again, this time facing Yohei Noguchi. Ren landed a head kick within seconds, followed by a knockdown. He overwhelmed Noguchi with combinations, low kicks, body shots, a non-stop storm. Noguchi somehow survived the assault, making it into round 2. Ren kept attacking. Punches, kicks, pressure, non-stop violence. He knocked Noguchi down again, almost finished him multiple times, and dominated all 3 rounds. It was his first decision win, but one of the most exciting fights of the night. And that performance earned him his first main event slot. First defeat at 16. Mind games, pressure, and a harsh lesson. Ren Hiramoto's first real setback came at just 16 years old when he faced Minoru Kimura, a rising star and the prized protege of MMA legend Wanderlei Silva. In true Wanderlei fashion, Minoru tried to break Ren mentally long before the first punch was thrown. He smirked and said, "If you survive one round, I'll give you 1,000,000 yen." What sounded like a joke was actually psychological warfare. Minoru wanted to drag Ren back into the same powerless feeling he had experienced during his school days. Bullied, belittled, overwhelmed. But this time, the bully wasn't just a kid in a hallway. He was a dangerous young powerhouse, just as talented and hungry as Ren. From the opening second, it was obvious the mind games worked. Ren, normally respectful, refused the glove touch. He had taken the bait. He fought emotionally, not intelligently. Kimura immediately marched forward, pressuring Ren to the ropes with heavy punches. He kept cornering him, cutting off his movement and playing to the crowd with a cocky stance before cracking Ren with a clean left hook. Ren was hurt, but he refused to fall. His legs wobbled, his eyes showed the impact, but he kept firing back. Kimura's left hook found Ren's chin again and again, like it had a homing device. The mental pressure was visible on Ren's face. Overwhelmed, he stopped reacting to heavy combinations. The beating looked like it would end there, until Ren suddenly exploded with a counter flurry that forced Minoru to clinch. Ren clearly lost the first round, but that late burst hinted he might turn the tide in round 2. But the moment the second round began, Minoru shut him down with a sharp counter and mocked him, reminding Ren that the mental war was still on and Ren was losing it. Ren fired back, but Kimura countered again and sent him to the canvas. Knockdown. Then the ref switched it to a slip, but Ren took it hard. He stood up instantly and kept fighting, but Kimura smelled. He attacked viciously, scored another knockdown, and nearly finished the fight. And yet, Ren rose again. In round 3, Ren managed to shift the momentum slightly, landing hard shots and pushing forward, but the damage was already done. The judges gave Kimura the victory by decision, handing Ren the first loss of his career. The mind games had worked perfectly. After the fight, Ren honestly said, "I lasted 3 rounds, so give me 3,000,000 yen." Kimura laughed in his face and replied, "It was just a joke." Years later, Ren admitted that moment deeply disappointed him and made him think, adults really are liars. Despite losing, this fight paid more than any of his previous wins, 100,000 yen, about $700.
Avenging losses and rising toward championship status. To prove the judges wrong and redeem his controversial loss, Ren Hiramoto needed to beat Dio Sasaki so convincingly that no one could dispute it. The tension was clear, even in the face-off. Neither man touched gloves. The fight opened with sharp exchanges from both sides. Ren stunned Sasaki early with a heavy overhand, then fired off a lightning-fast combination. The two traded kicks, but when Sasaki tried to answer with punches, Ren punished him with stiff jabs, a crushing hook to the body, and a clean combination upstairs. In round 2, Hiramoto turned up the pressure immediately, pinning Sasaki against the ropes. Ren entered a flow state, calm, precise, and deadly. A powerful straight rocked Sasaki, and Ren swarmed in. Oh man, he's dazed. Sasaki refused to fall, firing back with desperation, but the momentum belonged entirely to Ren. Even when Sasaki landed flurries, Ren answered with jabs, overhands, and brutal single shots that cooled the comeback instantly. The final minute of the round was a slugfest, uppercuts flying from both sides. Ren ate some shots but delivered far more damage in return. Sasaki came out for round 3 fired up, but Ren met him head-on. Fatigue from their first fight began to surface for Hiramoto, causing him to absorb more strikes. Still, he answered each one with sharp counters. With the round razor close, both fighters refused to back down, trading bombs until Ren took over the final exchange, turning the tide in a round he was losing. With just 10 seconds left, Ren landed a huge shot that sent Sasaki to the canvas again. What a win! Ren had dominated all 3 rounds and sealed the fight with 2 knockdowns in the third. The judges finally gave him a clean, undisputed victory. This was Ren's final fight of 2017 and the last appearance of the old Ren Hiramoto. MMA transition and hard lessons, 2020. Despite his growing fame, Ren was still just a teenager, graduating high school in 2020 after repeating grades multiple times. He also stirred constant online feuds with fighters like Mikuro Asakura, fueling public hype. On December 31st, 2020, Ren made his MMA debut against Joji Hagiwara at Rise N26. The trash talk before the fight was intense. The fight, however, exposed Ren's lack of grappling experience. Hagiwara slipped an overhand, took Ren down repeatedly, and exploited Ren's tendency to defend takedowns. Ren got up several times, landed big shots, and fought with heart, but the pattern repeated. Strike instead of defend takedowns, get taken down again. Eventually, Ren's corner threw in the towel during a ground and pound sequence. Backstage, Ren was crushed. "I really messed up." But the loss humbled him. It broke his ego and rebuilt his mindset. He flew to the US and trained at Rufusport, where his striking was praised. He even cornered Sergio Pettis during his Bellator title win over Kyoji Horiguchi. Ren spent 2 years training hard, improving every weakness. Return to MMA, Progress and Controversy, 2022. In March 2022, at Rizin Landmark 2, Ren returned against Chihiro Suzuki. He started aggressively, landing heavy strikes and defending takedowns well until he was thrown by a slick judo toss. He made adjustments mid-air, reversed positions, and fought beautifully in exchanges, but Suzuki refused to engage, repeatedly stalling in clinches. The judges awarded Suzuki a cautious decision. Ren said afterward, "I lost, but I didn't really lose." The comment split fans and critics, but he wasn't wrong. Suzuki simply refused to fight. Despite falling to 0-2 in MMA, Ren took a main event slot at Rizin 36 after Kai Asakura withdrew. He faced Hiromasa Suzuki and finally earned his first MMA victory, though the footage mysteriously disappeared online. Afterward, Ren declared, "It's Ren Hiromoto's era now." Boxing debut, pure violence. Ren then shocked fans by trying boxing, facing Genji Umeo, a 52-win kickboxer. The stare-down turned into chaos with both teams provoking each other. Ren's own corner even flipped off the opponent, and Ren had to calm them down. When the fight began, Ren walked forward hands down, landing clean, disrespectful shots. Despite appearing relaxed, his punches tore Umeo's face apart. Then he cracked him with a brutal combination that knocked him out cold. The knockout was so vicious, Ren stepped over to check if Umeo was still conscious. The Asakura rivalry, Last Man Standing, 2024. For years, Ren openly challenged the Asakura brothers, frustrated with the media narrative of the Asakura era. In July 2024, he finally faced Mikuro Asakura for the Rizin Last Man Standing title, Japan's version of the UFC's BMF belt. Ren upgraded his signature gesture by walking directly into Mikuro's face and flipping him off. The fight began cautiously, both men respecting each other's power. Then Ren pushed forward, forcing violent exchanges, and ultimately claiming the belt. What's next? Ren didn't fight in 2025, but announced on Instagram he plans to return in 2026 with at least 3 fights, all by knockout. His MMA record may not look perfect, but context matters. Several losses were controversial. His improvement has been dramatic. His personality, striking, and star power are unmatched in Japan. Even UFC stars like Conor McGregor and Sean O'Malley traveled to Japan to meet him. Ren Hiromoto is unpredictable, explosive, magnetic. Love him or hate him, you watch him. Do you think he could succeed in the UFC? His striking definitely measures up, and his star power could attract an entirely new generation of MMA fans.